Jessica Massey. I'm saying that right? Right?
Yes.
Okay. Welcome to the Hell Fucking Yeah podcast. Thank you so much for being here. So this is monumental for me, actually. This is very special. Bud Light. Yeah. Listen, fucking sponsor me. I'll take it.
If you're only listening to the podcast, I'm holding up my beautiful Bud Light seltzer.
Bud Light seltzer. What flavor is that?
This is gonna be cranberry. Not my favorite, but
Cranberry.
you know, we'll do it.
Yeah, yeah. Those seltzers are huge now, like White Claws and things like that.
So monumental. What did I do that's
monumental?
So
you're the first female guest I've ever had on the show.
Well,
yeah,
I am a girl because I fart more than any guy I've ever met before.
That's awesome. So listen, it's it was never intentional. Just like it's been a string of white dudes this whole time.
It's okay.
Which is cool, but it's time to diversify a little bit. So we need to.
It's also easier to do. Like I've noticed looking back at my podcast guest, I'm like, oh God, there's like literally. I've just been interviewing my friends who are the same type of people. So you got to burst through that bubble at some point.
Yeah. Sometimes it's, like I'm not uncomfortable at all right now, but sometimes certain guests I'm uncomfortable, but then you grow, you get better from doing things like that.
I mean, I've definitely
you got to step out of your comfort zone,
Yeah. Oh, and the reason why I know all of this is because I have my own podcast, everyone.
You do.
We're just friends already.
We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. So, for those who don't know, Jessica is the founder, producer, creator, and editor of Better Sexpectations, the podcast. Also, half of the hosts, 2 hosts. The 2020 Condom Couture Atlanta event director, which we're gonna obviously get into in a little bit. She's also a sexpert without a formal education. And has never claimed to be an expert, but you're known to make people open up and laugh about difficult situations. Yeah. Am I right? I'm right. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Sexperts is I was thinking about the term sexpert this morning, and I thought it was so funny. I was like, what makes you a sexpert, Jessica? Because I haven't gone to college. I have severe dyslexia and dysgraphia, and I've tried, and it's just like I'm unable to go to school. But ever since I was little, I've been very interested in sex. And it did come with, I'm such an open book, everybody. Hello.
No, but
I'm a little girl in America. And unfortunately, if you know the statistics, 1 in 5, I am 1 in 5. And so my curiosity started from, unfortunately, a dark past, but I've turned it into something very beautiful because I just had to feed this appetite of understanding. And then when I got to about 19, I started watching all of these crazy lectures with these insane scientists about we put this leather jacket on a rat and we said that you could only have sex in the leather jacket. And it's all of these crazy things that I started studying. And then trying things in my own bedroom and trying things with different people, and to a point where I'm just I'm so open about it. I think that that's what Sexpert is, because you can't.
Sure.
I have no formal education, but I can tell you what, I can suck a dick better than probably any sex therapist.
Yeah. Well, that's great. And you don't need to go to college.
Go over. Am I allowed to say those things?
You could say whatever you want.
'Cause I'm a crass motherfucker.
You could say whatever you want. This is called Hell Fucking Yeah. And I want you to completely 100% be yourself. Let's start with the podcast, actually. And first of all, back to what you just said. You don't need to go to college to have to be an expert in something, I don't think. I think if you practice well, good enough at something or whatever, then you're an expert to me.
I mean, there are expert UFO sighters.
Yeah.
There's no school for that. David Duchovny. Hello.
Yeah.
I'm so related to you. But no, I definitely have learned a lot in the last few years about all of the shit. So I just finally made a damn podcast, and something that I've wanted to do for, it was about 7 years, but I suffered from such bad depression before I was on medication that all of my friends were doing such cool things. And I was like, I'm just going to hide under this rock. And then one day I woke up, got the right meds, and then, bought these mics, and I just flicked it on, and I contacted my friend Jessica, which is very confusing. So we have to go by nicknames. I'm Yellow Jess because of my hair, and she's Red
Yep.
Jess because of hers. How do you feel about burps on this podcast? Because I am drinking my
Anything
Runway
goes.
seltzers.
Honestly, anything goes.
So I contacted my friend who is just as big of well, as big of a whore as I was. Someone that was open about talking about it. We go to bars. We'd always had these open conversations. And so I was like, I don't know what it is. I don't have a formula. I don't have a format, but let's just try it. And so we sat down and we recorded an episode. And I went on Instagram and I accidentally made a page that got pushed to all of my followers. And so I had 0 content. And within a night, we had like 300 followers. For nothing, no content. And all they knew was that it was Jess, and they were talking about sex. And so the community was like, what the fuck is this? And it all happened so fast that I had to like teach myself, which I'm still not a podcast expert by no means. But I had to teach myself overnight, and it was fucking insane. I definitely made a lot of mistakes, and we're actually on a break right now because it's a lot of work. You know that. I mean, the editing and just like getting all of the information put together. But I also like, I'm gonna be starting a new podcast soon too. That's not about sex. And so I have the gift of gab 100%, but yeah, the podcast has been absolutely insanity, and people either fucking love it or they fucking hate it. And
Right.
it's made life pretty fucking cool or pretty fucking difficult because it's affected me getting a job before.
Really?
It's affected me. That's a story that I wanted to tell you.
That would be great, actually, because I had a question. I was going to ask you how you met Red Jess, because I did my research, okay, but you pretty much answered that. So let's move on to that. Why did you not get a job because of your podcast?
Sorry, Red Jess. I have to tell him the truth. So
listen, if you want me to cut it out, I can. If you know.
No,
Okay.
I have the right.
Okay, I gotcha.
So basically what had happened was Jessica and I were soliciting tit pictures to get funding for merchandise. And so basically if you donated X amount of money, we were going to send you through the mail a picture of our titties, a thank you card. And it was hilarious. It was amazing. And so I had gotten some donations from some people that I knew personally that I was like, I don't really want to show my titties to them, because regardless of who I am, I do have a code of honor. I am very respectful. I do hold myself up to a high level of just like really caring about other people's feelings and emotions. I'm very empathetic.
Sure.
So I see my friend's name on there. And not only do I know him for so long, but I know that he has a girlfriend. And so I put him in the do not send titty picture pile. And then, so I apply to this job, and the manager was like, we really want to hire you. And I was like, what's the problem? And she was like, unfortunately, you sent pictures of your breast to one of the employees' boyfriends. And I was like, wait, what? And so, because I don't even send nudes in my normal day life. Like, dating for me is like awkward and awful. But I was like, who the fuck did I send titty pictures to? Because I do not remember that. And then I heard it through the grapevine who it was. And I just remember calling Jessica and being like, you sent him our tits? And so, yeah, I didn't get the job. The girl ended up being super cool with me. It was actually her friends who like cared more than her. But yeah, that was pretty awful. But it's fine. Nothing has been affected by the podcast in my life more so than dating.
Okay.
That's been terrible. And I went from being this loud individual that people did take notice of, and I was promiscuous beforehand, but I genuinely didn't have an issue with dating. Like, I wasn't at like such a level that people knew who I was. And so now I go on dates and it's like going really good and I'm just hanging out. And then the guy will say something along the lines of like, all right, so like, what am I your research? Like, you want to talk about me on your podcast? And I always say the same thing. I always am just so let down. I'm always like, yeah, yes, your only research. Because I don't have a beating heart
Right.
and I don't deserve love.
Right.
You're right. And I usually don't go home with them. Some of them I do, but I don't know. Those have been the two things. Like job, that was really weird, but the dating thing has definitely like taken a hit on my like personal mental health. Talk about it a lot in therapy, but
so I don't mean to cut you off, but I want to jump ahead on one question that I have actually. Being so open and honest, especially on the podcast, do you find people try to take advantage of you, like mistaking your openness for like an anything goes kind of willingness on a date?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, I have, like I said, I go on these dates, and the craziest thing is like probably like 8 times out of 10, I don't go home with them, and I don't just go behind a dumpster and like it's not like all free willy.
Right.
Like I am whatever you want me to be. It's really difficult for people to understand that I am still a human. And I just recently watched Easy A, that movie with Emma Stone in it, and I was just like, oh my god, because it just gets to a point where people think that you're a monster almost, but they want to like capitalize on that monster and like they want to get in bed with the monster. But the unfortunate thing is the monster has feelings and the monster doesn't want to fuck all the time.
Right.
And so I mean, my libido is of a normal person's. I mean, maybe it's of a man's, but I am still a human. I'm not like constantly out there searching for sexual thrills, because like the bigger thing about this podcast that people don't understand is that I am talking about my own personal sex stories, and I've done them. You know, I've done the crazy shit already. I mean, go back to 19. What the fuck was I doing? That was insane. So stupid. I don't need to repeat that.
Right.
I don't want to go to your house with your bed on the floor. I don't want to get scabies again. I don't want to get lice again. Like, I've done it all. I'm not here to make new stories. I'm here to just be seen. And I don't think that people understand that.
Right. And it should be separate. You should be able to talk about whatever you want and be able to have a normal life as well, a normal dating life as well. So what would you say is the message or goal of Better Sexpectations?
So for me, like I mentioned earlier, I am a victim of sexual assault, and that's what curbed my appeal to learning about all of this stuff. And my mission is to make people not feel so alone, but sometimes I feel like I end up putting myself on an island by trying to like sacrifice myself and tell these stories so that people don't feel so alone, because a lot of people are like, what the fuck? But I have a lot of conversations on the podcast about my mental health, and I have a lot of conversations about sexual assault. And so my biggest thing is I don't want anyone to feel alone anymore. And but it's difficult because I don't have the education. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not an expert. I'm not, well, but I just want every type of person. It's not just for females. It's not just for men. It's for everyone to feel like they are represented and heard. Excuse me, I had to burp. I want everyone to be represented and heard, which is difficult, especially in COVID, because I'm trying to get these interviews done. And it's just, you know, it kicks your ass. Like trying to wrangle all of these things together and have these like in-depth conversations. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. But and that's why I'm on this fashion show, and that's why I've raised money for a lot of other different things. Is just I genuinely want to help my community as much as I possibly can. But the only way I can do that is through my comedy. And I've never claimed to be a comedian, but I use my humor so much. And I've gotten a lot of messages a lot of messages from people that are just like, thank you. I've never been able to laugh about this. And I really appreciate you just opening up.
Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, I listened to some of the episodes yesterday. It's very, it's fun. It's open. Obviously, it's very honest. But with that honesty comes some not so fun topics like sexual assault or trauma. Do you find it difficult to discuss those topics, or is there any silver lining in that? Like, do you find it therapeutic for yourself?
My whole life, I have known for myself, talking about it helps. And I'm learning a lot about like not triggering people, because you can be as open as you want about your own situations and your own issues and your own past life, but maybe someone's not ready yet to face theirs, and you can trigger them. So I'm trying to be better at that. But for me, it is therapeutic, and it is one of the only I hate to say it like this, but it's one of the only forms of revenge a lot of people get is talking about it, because there is no way to get these people in front of a judge. There is no way that your community is going to just stop hanging out with someone that rapes people, which is such an insane idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do your best. And like, I was sexually assaulted by someone within my community, and I had an episode about it. And that was my only form of revenge or just healing, like closure. I'm never going to get the closure from the community. And the cool thing is that it's still such a grassroots podcast that a lot of women who had been hurt by this person as well reached out, and we got to have these great conversations. But it is hard. And like, I even started crying randomly on one of the podcasts, and I didn't cut it, and I wanted to, because I hate being vulnerable. But I left it in there because I thought it was so raw, and I wanted to show that, like, you can be a tough bitch like me all day long, but there is still this side of you that is tender, that is soft, that is scared, and needs love.
Sure. Yeah. And there's another heavy topic too, regarding body dysmorphia. So that I've noticed that, you've spoken about on the show multiple times. What's one piece of advice you could give someone who has body dysmorphia?
So Jessica and I both have body dysmorphia, and they're both a little bit different. Mine comes from what happened to me as a child and never being able to accept my own skin. Hers comes from, I'm not even going to put words into her own mouth. Hers comes from a different place. But at the end of the day, I think that dating the right people, that was huge. My body dysmorphia peaked so badly when I felt so ugly and hated. I mean, the one thing that my parents always told me my whole life, and it's just one of those stupid old person sayings that you never really want to listen to, but at the end of the day, when anybody has ever told you you can't love anybody until you love yourself, it's so real. And I wear it as a badge. I'm like, you are literally going to keep hopping from relationship to relationship, hating yourself, hating your mind, hating your body, if you don't love yourself. And so my best advice is get into therapy, baby. You need to go and meet yourself. You're never going to find it in another person. I've been off the dating scene for almost 5 years now. I mean, I've seen people in between, but I still haven't completely met Jessica, but she's coming, and it's huge, and I'm so excited. But it's not every day that I look in the mirror and I'm like, good job. Right. You don't hate it.
Right.
It's just therapy.
That's it. So let's lighten it up a little bit. I noticed on the show you get some stories sent to you, right? From certain like fans or listeners. Right.
Yeah.
What's one of the most memorable or craziest stories you've been sent?
Well, I have a friend who, he actually is my roommate, and he sends me shit randomly. He just randomly sends me shit and doesn't tell me. But it's hilarious because I genuinely am not ready for that. You know, the thing that sucks is like, I talked about one on the show right now. I really can't remember it. That was pretty bonkers. But instead of getting written stuff, my favorite thing before COVID was going into a bar, because I have posters all over the city, and getting grabbed by other people in bathrooms at the bar. Like, I'll just be chilling there and someone will be like, I have to tell you about the time that I snorted cum. And I'm like, whoa, wait, what? And so it's not really the stories that are being sent to me, because that is like pulling teeth. I can't get anyone. But when I'm just chilling at a bar, I swear to God, I can get anyone to confess to anything. And it's insanity, because I'm not asking for it, but it's great. And so I'm just like, go on. And they're like, okay. So the third time I caught chlamydia, it was pretty bonkers. It was in the back of a clown car and but I have to sit there and take it. And, you know, usually it's light. Sometimes it gets really heavy and they ask me for things and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I will say that I seem like a pretty boring fucking lay compared to most of the people that come up to me and tell me these stories.
Right.
Yeah, I can't remember one completely off the top of my head, but they are your deepest, darkest story. If you ever saw me in public, you'd probably tell me for some reason.
Right.
And I'm a very secretive person. I'm not going to be like, that chick just told me that she has a fetish of fucking behind Dairy Queens.
Right.
I'm not going to do that.
Well, people know you're going to understand it, or at least be able to.
That's what they want.
Offer some kind of advice or anything. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they trust you because it's what you do.
Well, it's funny you say trust me, because I'm moving to Philadelphia in a couple of months, and which is great. Love Philly.
Yeah, awesome.
But I've been like kind of seeing someone recently, and it's really nice. But I'm the type of person that if you date me, I'm going to tell everyone everything. And unless you tell me not to. With other people, if you tell me not to tell anyone, I will not tell anyone anything. Right. But I swear to God, we just got done banging it out, and we were just like sitting in the front room, and I was like, you guys, it was so crazy. He made me squirt, and then I did this and that and this. And I just remember his friend goes, is nothing sacred? And I genuinely don't know if there is anything sacred within my own sexual personal life. I want everyone to know, and I don't know why.
Yeah,
it's pretty bonkers.
You're not ashamed about it, and you shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I mean, really, that's what it comes down to, you know? People tend to hide things that they're, embarrassed about or ashamed about. If you're not that way about it, then fucking rock and roll.
I literally can't. I feel like Samantha off of Sex and the City. Yeah.
Like... Nothing wrong with that at all. What's one thing you can tell all the dudes listening out there not to do during a first encounter?
It's my favorite thing. It's my favorite thing.
Okay.
Some people have told me, no, that's not right. So ask prior. But listen, don't use one finger. No one can feel it. If you're fingering a vagina, I promise you, if it can fit your dick, it can fit more than your pinky.
Right.
And it is so boring to pretend to be moaning to that. So just ask, be like, can I put another finger in there?
Yeah.
And then do it. I mean, that's just a jokey one, but I think my biggest thing goes along that same line, and communication is fucking key. Communication is fucking sexy. If I have a dude with me, and because I have a lot of triggers, I not only have depression and stuff, but I have PTSD and I have bipolar disorder and panic disorder. So I can get triggered really easily, and I do. And I'll walk out of a room. So if someone says, hey, do you mind if I kiss you? Hey, do you mind if I touch you here? This, that, and the other. A lot of people are like, but that like gets you out of the mood. Yeah. And I'm like, actually, no. If you're going off of the 1 to 5 statistics, a lot of people could be triggered. And a lot of people could be doing things that they don't want to do to please you. So just ask fucking questions. It might make you feel less hot, but I promise you that girl is probably letting you not wear a condom because they don't feel good. So why don't you give us something in return?
Right. Wow. Very good. You hear that, guys? What are your views on marriage in modern society? Like, straight, gay, doesn't matter. Just,
Ooh,
as a whole.
that is so weird. And a lot of people are very surprised by my answer. So I grew up Southern Baptist. Thank you, mommy and daddy. You fucking ruined my queerness. That was awful. It's difficult to like unchain a lot of those thought processes. But I will say something about marriage. Oh, this is probably what it is more so than the Christian church. But the Princess Bride is my favorite everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like a little princess. I know that I'm going to be married. I might be married like 15 times, but I swear to God I'll get married. And I love marriage. But I absolutely 100% do not want children.
Mm-hmm.
And I absolutely 100% understand the people who say it's just a piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
But I also understand 100% that there's a lot of my friends who might be getting their rights taken away because of a lot of people above us. So just keep your eyes out for that. Get out there and vote.
Yeah.
But I love marriage. But I'm like, I definitely see myself as a swinger. I think I would be a swinger.
Okay.
But I definitely want to go down the aisle at least once.
Yeah. Listen, if you can make that arrangement where you can get married and still do what you want to do, then go for it. I've been married 11 years, and I can tell you it's not just a piece of paper. We don't have kids. We don't plan on having them. We mutually do not want them.
Yes. Not that there's anything wrong with them, everyone listening.
I love kids, but I like to give them back when I'm done, hanging out.
Oh my God, I'm the best aunt ever.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, same. I'm best uncle. My wife's best aunt. And yeah, it's just not for us. And we don't feel like we have to. You don't have to.
Go on trips?
We do. We haven't recently because of everything that's going on.
Right.
But we're dying to go somewhere. As a matter of fact, that's what we're doing for Christmas. We're just, instead of buying stupid shit, we're just going to go somewhere for like a weekend and
come on down to Georgia, baby.
Have a good time. Yeah. We've never been to, I've never been. She's been to Georgia. I've never been.
We can go down to my parents' farm. We can ride four-wheelers. We can go fishing.
As long as you have that accent the entire time, we're in.
Oh my God. I flop. And because luckily my little sister is actually over here in the corner. Luckily, none of us have that accent except for my littlest brother.
Yeah.
For some reason. But God, I'm so blessed that my mother came from Iowa and taught us how to speak properly, because we would have been fucked. We literally come from the town that moonshine was like created in. NASCAR was created in. Our city hall is half city hall, half NASCAR museum. So I really should be talking about it.
Wow.
I made it out.
You did a great job. And you can still pull off the accent if you have to. So
I
not
know.
that you ever have to, but
I can. I can go to a gas station and get whatever I damn please.
Yeah, there you go. So you're moving to Philly?
Yeah. I've wanted to move to Philly for like 5 years now, and it's just all making sense. Even the guy I'm seeing is up there. And awesome. Like I have a huge group of friends that are just wonderful, and it's all just finally working out. And
yeah,
you know what? I'm ready to get the fuck out of the South. I've done my job. My service is through. I've tried my best, and I'm ready to relax for 5 seconds with people who have the same mindset as me.
Yeah, Philadelphia is a great city. It really is. I have a friend who lives out there. I live in New York, Long Island, New York.
Mm-hmm. Y'all went Trump, didn't you?
What's it? Yeah, I didn't, but
right.
New York always turns out blue anyway.
Good.
But yeah, this neighborhood's very red. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But luckily I haven't left the house really since March, so it doesn't really even fucking matter anymore.
Right.
So it all works out.
The funniest thing about someone like had a picture of New York, and it was like, "We see you, Long Island," and they just like zoomed in, and it was red, and they were like, huh.
I saw something online the other day. They were trying to separate New York into different states. Yeah, it was like a petition to because
Wait, was it the Reds? Was it
yeah,
the Reds?
it was definitely the Reds. Yeah, yeah,
Oh my God, I remember when they did this with Obama.
yeah.
Georgia was like, we will not. We will become
Right,
our own country then. Thank
right,
you.
right.
And I was like, you guys are literally the dumbest.
Yeah, and I know you're not on Facebook, but Facebook right now is a whole bunch of people leaving Facebook to go to this thing called Parlor. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Bye.
Yeah, it's kind of like, all right, so you're all going to be in one place, so we all know where you are all times. That's what
Are
you want to
y'all
do with
gonna
this,
have the same type of like big brother eyes on you? You
right?
better.
Right. And listen, I don't really
Anonymous can track you better? Great.
exactly. It's there was this show on Apple TV actually. It was called Mythic Quest. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
Does that have
The guy from It's Always
Mac?
Sunny. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Did you see
I
it?
haven't seen it yet, but it's like live D&D. Like they don't they like
Yeah.
draw it out?
It's essentially like Silicon Valley meets It's Always Sunny in a way. Like it takes place in a
Whoa.
place that makes video games.
Oh, so it's like a real show. I thought they played games.
No, it's
They
an
actually
actual
played the
scripted show.
game.
It's actually a really great show. It's one of my favorites.
Wow. Okay, I'm on it.
It's awesome. They had this one episode where in the game, all the like D&D or not D&D, Warcraft. It's kind of like that.
Oh,
So
wow.
within the game, all the like Nazi people or like red people were making
shit.
giant swastikas in like the field, like
Oh
in the game,
shit.
and everyone was like, "Oh shit, Nazis!"
And these were
like,
actual
Nazis play
players
our
in the show.
yeah, Nazis
Mm.
play our game,
Shit.
and it was like it was bad press. I just broke my microphone stand. I think it was obviously no, it's good, it's good. It was bad press, obviously, for the game to have Nazis in playing the game and making their own.
Oh my God, they ruin everything.
Stuff like that, right? So they're like, no, we can. This is great. We're going to put them all in one area. They make like this like super like racist area of the game, and all the people are in there, and then all the good people come and just like mow them down and like plow them down and kill
Oh
them.
my God, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Let's do that with whatever that fucking Facebook is.
Essentially, yes, that's what they're doing to themselves. We're not even doing it.
God, do you follow the Hard Times?
I know what it is, but no.
So it's great. It's the funniest shit ever, especially if you're like, I used to do a lot of TMing. I was like a super tour dog for musicians. And so it's great if you understand musician humor. And so there was this one post the other day that they had, and it was like this guy with like his fist up, and he was like, sorry. He had his fist up and he was like, anyone that voted for Trump except my dad, I fucking hate you. And it hit home because like I'm from Dawsonville, Georgia.
Right.
And I am very upset with the way that my parents went. Luckily, they don't suck Donald Trump's dick, but they did vote, which disgusts me as their queer daughter. But it's been really difficult being down here in the South and like finally having people recognize what they're doing. And like I got out at such a young age because I was like, I had that love in my blood for a long time for literally everyone. I tried to make like a thing called pennies for the poor when I was a little girl to stand outside and collect pennies. But my hometown, man, it's rough. And honestly, I wish they would come and mow most of those people down or move them to a different place.
Yeah.
No one had to deal with.
I agree. I really do. And I rarely
They're
get
all breeders too. They're all fucking having kids. And I'm
I
like,
know. I rarely get into politics on this show, but sometimes I just, you
but you
can't
can cut it out
help
too
it.
if it gets too.
Nah, fuck it.
Oh, I mean, especially after this week.
I don't care anymore. I don't care about anything anymore. Well, I care about people, but you know what I mean? Like, let's get into the show.
Yeah.
Condom Couture Atlanta Runway event. It's taking place this Sunday.
Yes.
Via live stream, November 15th, 7 p.m. Eastern. It's a benefit show with all proceeds going directly to Planned Parenthood Southeast Advocates. So is this the first one, or has this been going on?
So basically what happened was a couple of years ago, one of them popped up in, I believe, North Carolina or South Carolina. And so our founder, Felicia, she founded it last year with another founder. I'm not sure who that was because they're no longer on the team. But so this is the second year, and this is unlike any Condom Couture show that's ever happened before in the history of Condom Couture because of the pandemic. And so it's a live show. It's live acts. It's live drag. It's live everything. But now it's online. And it's going to be fucking amazing. You got a little bit of it. You got a little piece of the pie as well. You've done so much work. But yeah, this is the second Condom Couture show in Atlanta.
Awesome. Also, there's other ones around the country?
Yeah, like when I move to Philadelphia, I'm going to make a Condom Couture Philly. I'm really excited about it.
Awesome. Spread it around. So how did this whole idea come about?
Basically, I was running the podcast and I got contacted by this sex educator named Haley Hasten Uncensored. She is the bomb. And she basically was like, can I come on your podcast and talk about the show? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. So Haley came on and she explained it all to us, and it was such a beautiful idea. And so I was like, I will do anything I can for it. So the idea is Planned Parenthood, Southeast advocates donate a bunch of condoms to us. We give it to a bunch of designers, and then they build costumes out of the condoms. And it's fucking insane. So, she was telling me about all of this, and I fell in love. And then she ended up moving to DC because she's getting, I believe, something in sex therapy with music or something. I can't remember exactly what it is, but she had to drop off the team because now she's in like graduate school. And because it's the pandemic, the team was dwindled down to 2. And that was Amy, Anderson, and Felicia. And so I jumped on being like, what can I do to help? And I ended up taking the titles of event director, producer, and art director for this entire show, when all I really signed up for was to be on the podcast for them or give them a spot for the podcast.
Sure.
But that's how it all came about. And I actually built the stage in my backyard with my roommate, Durham, who is also a designer, Jimberly Squirts. And we're doing the live show here. And that's why it's already like getting pretty.
Yep.
But yeah, it's been a wild ride, especially like there's been some COVID scares. Like a week and a half ago, I might have come in contact with it. And so we almost had to call it off. And like it's just pure fucking insanity with a bunch of people who have never ran a live show before in their lives.
Right. Well, it's going to be great. I mean, I'll be there. I'll be there for a brief moment, but what else are we going to see at the show?
So we have a shit ton of bands ranging from Athens to Atlanta to even Philadelphia. And I'm not sure where Chris is right now, but he is somewhere.
California.
And he is representing where is he?
California.
Oh, he is in California. I just saw that he was on Blizzard. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. He's literally in the mountains.
Yeah, it's insane. He like was trying to send me some stuff, and he was like, "I've got to go somewhere to find Wi-Fi to talk to you."
Yeah. He's we do shows sometimes, and somehow he finds the Wi-Fi and it works. I don't know. It's crazy. He's in the middle.
Yeah. So he's like we've got people from all over, even though it's Condom Couture ATL. My biggest, like I said, I used to tour TM and do all this stuff. I listened to your show with Patrick. What's his last name?
Dampier.
Yeah, and I follow him on Instagram. Actually, I was like so shocked that you had him on the show because I get so much inspiration from Jessica Lee Mayfield, and so I started following him. And I had no idea that he and Jessica and Patrick had ties to Chris, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty wild. So I made it band heavy because I wanted to get as many tickets sold as possible. And unfortunately, a live fashion show right now, people aren't biting at it. And so I was like, fuck it, contacting all of these people.
Yeah.
And so we're going to have that. We're going to have we're gonna have burlesque, and we're gonna have comedy, and we're gonna have guest speakers, and we're gonna have the fashion, obviously. But it's gonna be a wild, wild show.
I can't wait. I'm excited, to be honest with you. Tell
What the
everyone.
fuck are you doing with your Sunday night?
Seriously,
Why not be
seriously.
there?
What are you gonna watch? Real Housewives or something? There's nothing. There's nothing to do.
Right.
Just check this out. 7 p.m. It's a good time. You know, you get to bed early for Monday. If you
Do you
have
know
to
it's
go to
only
work, I don't even know if people work
$25?
anymore. $25.
Right.
And
Jesus.
well, so I know obviously you can watch the live stream, but can you watch it when it's after it's aired as well?
Yeah. So we're gonna have an option for people who couldn't be there. But I don't think we're going to charge anything, but we're going to
Okay.
have a donation at the
Yeah.
bottom area, because last year we raised over $20,000.
Wow.
And this year we're about at 6,000, a little bit over $6,000.
Okay.
So we're almost halfway there with an event that is not even in front of you physically. So
Right.
that's huge.
That's awesome. So yeah, we got that. What would you say is the main goal of this event? Like, besides obviously raising the money.
So I'm going to read this little thing really fast because
Yeah,
I don't want to
sure.
misspeak it. So when people ask me, they're like, what's the difference between Planned Parenthood and Planned Parenthood Southeast Advocates? So we are literally giving every single dollar that we make from this show to the people who work to educate, mobilize the public, and elect lawmakers who support our community. This is huge because if you think about all of the places that are closing down, all of the clinics that are closing down within the United States, a lot of it is in our little Bible Belt. Mm-hmm. So all of this money is going to the lawmakers. All of this money is going to the people who advocate to keep these doors open and the Reds' mouths shut. So the main goal is to just get as much money packed into the show as possible so we can keep these communities flourishing, get people of color the fucking right equality needs that they deserve, get people who are not on the financial classes that can absorb what we're getting as normal human beings and entities. We need to be able to get the people who have been shit on the healthcare they deserve, and that's everyone. It's not just for abortions, it's not just for women, it's for literally every single person.
That's very important. So tell everyone where they can get the tickets and donate money for this great cause.
So you can go to condomcoutureatl.com, and there is a little button at the very top that says get tickets. You click that and boom, you're there.
You're in.
And it's only $25. And if you don't want to go, if you don't want to watch the show, you can still donate on that.
Absolutely. So everyone out there, get your tickets, donate some money, make a difference in some people's lives. It feels good and it's important. So fucking do it.
If you're not in the South and you're thinking to yourself, well, this doesn't help me and my community, you have to think about how marginalized the South is because of the Bible Belt, because of the Southern Baptists, because of Christianity. A lot of the trans people within our streets are coming from Christian families because we are so heavily reliant on that. And so basically this money is going to be able to help them be able to make, and for a flourishing economy to exist within our country, it all has to be equal on the entire map. And we are fucking far behind. Yeah. Even if I go to Philly, I'll probably still keep up with this group because it is so important.
Absolutely. So I also need to say thank you for having me be part of this, really.
I'm in love with it. You've done so much.
I really mean that. Thank you very much. And is there anything else you want to add about that? We're going to get into some picks that we're going to go over.
I think Planned Parenthood is here for all.
Go through.
Sorry, my writer gave me this whole thing.
Take your time.
I honestly believe that we covered everything. I just genuinely want to see everyone there. And the one last thing that I would add is that there is going to be a voting aspect on it. So once you buy your ticket, you'll be able to vote for your favorite design, whether that be $1
that's cool.
or $5,000 million. It's up to you, and whoever wins wins. We don't win
Right,
anything
right,
other
right.
than getting more donations.
It's fun. It's
But
interesting.
yeah, and there's gonna be
It's
some
really cool.
giveaways, free giveaways. So show on up. We've
Very
got some
cool.
cool bags and t-shirts.
Very
I
cool.
cannot stop
I can't
burping up
wait.
this beautiful Bud Light seltzer.
Cranberry.
Yes. Actually, I'm on strawberry now.
You're on strawberry now. How's the strawberry? How
It's
are
good.
those?
It's one of my
How are those in
favorites.
general? Like, I'm not really a seltzer drinker.
So I can't drink beer. I'll shit my pants.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I have to drink seltzers because apple ciders or ciders, I'm just so over them. They're so disgusting. So there's 5% alcohol by volume and only 100 calories.
Wow.
I enjoy Bud Light Seltzer. I would recommend no one drinking the Natty Light Seltzers because, my God, do they taste good? My God, are they cheap? You will black out faster than you've ever blacked out in your life, and you will end up spewing it on someone else's face, and then they'll tell you to go home. So don't do that.
Wow. So don't drink those.
I mean, tempting. It's tempting. Don't drink the Natty Light.
All right.
Stick with
All right.
Bud Light Seltzer. Oh, I'm excited for this part.
I'm sending this video to Bud Light. I don't know if
Oh,
they'll.
God. Oh, my God, please, because Post Malone is literally on my #1 Bang It Out list. And
Yeah.
he hasn't noticed me, even though I've DM'd him a lot.
Yeah, he's got like 500 million followers or something like that.
Don't I know it?
So, all right.
Love you, Post Malone.
We're bringing up some pics here. So, for anyone listening, what I do is I describe them a little bit. What happened? Oh, boy. There we go. There we go. I describe them a little bit because people who are listening don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So, this is the promo picture that we use to, promote this show. Was this a model shoot or was this for the podcast? What was this?
Yeah, so I'm also a freelance set designer. So I've set this whole thing up, and I got my friend Ben, who we're about to talk about, Ben Rouse, to come and take these photos. And the very, very fun thing about having bipolar disorder is you get mania. And so in this shoot, I was actually unbelievably manic, and that is a real cactus. And Girl got cactus in her throat for about a week after it. So
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
I was going to ask you about that. Yeah, she's in this photo. She's licking the. Are you actually licking it, or does it just look like you're licking
it? Yeah,
cactus.
I was fucking licking it. Why? I don't know.
It's a great picture. It's a great picture. So.
Yeah, I love it. I would do it again because the content is there, and I am pleased with it. I also miss that long, luxurious hair. It's not that long, but look at me now. I have bald head.
Looks great.
Yeah, it was very fun.
Very cool. Very cool. Let's see. All right, so these are some you sent over to me. I have no background context on these really. This like
yeah, you guess.
I know I've seen it before in a way, like a Disney movie or something, or like Game of Thrones, or like both mixed together. I don't know.
Someone did say Game of Thrones one time.
Okay.
So I am a part of this film that's being filmed in the link. Like, they're taking 5 years to film it.
Oh, wow.
So I was on year 2, and I'm not allowed to discuss. I don't even know. But this was a headpiece that was created for me, specifically for me, for one of my scenes in the movie. And I don't have any dialogue. But yeah, it was absolute insanity. But Ben Rouse, the guy who did the original photo, he and I, we work a lot together, and we work very well together. We're fucking weird as shit. So when he called me on to do this shoot, I was like, yes. It is like it's so high off of my head. I just like, I was so stiff, but I'm not wearing a costume because I actually put my head through something.
Okay.
So yeah, it was, I looked like that for probably 10 hours. I had really bad acne after that because I'm completely painted.
Wow. So, I mean, it's safe to say you kind of look like a crystal or like a rock or ice or something. I'm trying to explain it a little bit for just the listeners.
Yeah, I definitely look like a rock.
But so you know nothing about really the project.
No, just check back in with me in about 3 years and I will
Okay.
give you a link.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Up next we have I believe you're I don't know. You know what? Can you explain this one? Because I know you're jumping on a
Okay,
trampoline. I
so
believe.
imagine a person jumping up really high with their arms and legs spread out. They're wearing a strap on, and on the strap on, they have a pool noodle that is fit right into their mouth
Yeah.
with a heart above their head.
Right. Right.
So again, me and Ben Rouse got together and he showed me this doodle and he goes, I want to do a photo shoot called High on Your Own Supply. And I was like, all right, let's figure it out. And he was like, yeah, because Ben is one of the most unbelievable photographers of our generation. And he lives in Athens, Georgia, and he is not pretentious at all. And it's so fucking awesome. And so I'll just show up to his house and we'll just do the most bonkers stuff. And we'll just be laughing our asses off the entire time. It's so great. It's not like one of those pompous artists that are like, oh, I just like feel it in my veins and it's like pouring out of my ears. He's like, oh my fucking God, let's do this.
Yeah.
But it comes out to be such fine art.
Sure.
And so basically what this photo is representing is those artists who are so high on their supply that they're fucking dicks. And so I'm sucking my own dick while I'm jumping on a trampoline with my arms and legs spread out completely. And the heart is like a heart from a like on Instagram or Facebook.
Right.
So I'm literally sucking my own dick.
Brilliant. Honestly, genius. Very, very cool. I do.
We're almost done with the Ben pictures.
So this is the next one, right?
Oh yeah.
So it looks like, I don't know, a piece of tinfoil or something. I can't really tell.
The thing that you're not focusing on that you really need to focus on are the pants.
Yes. Are those like Jenkos?
Favorite shoots. What did you say?
Jenkos?
Yes! Oh my God! The man knows! This was my first time I ever got to wear a pair of Jenkos. And I flipped my shit. I was just randomly at Ben Rouse's house. And, oh wait, I think he goes by Sydney Rouse now. I need to stop saying that. Let me check. I don't want to. He's gonna be like, "Wow,
it's like a Prince situation or like a P Diddy situation where he changes his name."
I think that. Oh my God, I can't find it. I'll give you a link to his page, so because he's heavily talked about in this episode.
Very cool.
But Sydney Rouse, I'll just start calling them that. Yeah, I went over to his house and I was like, I've got these Jenkos. We got to do a shoot. And so, yeah, I pulled my thong up as high as I could because I also love a good whale tail. I love a good 90s whale tail. There's a beautiful picture of, oh God, what is her name? Scully's real name from X-Files.
Yeah, Gillian Anderson.
Gillian Anderson has this picture of a dress cut out with a back. And there's a thong sticking out. Beautiful whale tail. And yeah, we wrapped this huge thing of foil around me. And I can't believe I didn't send you the one with my fist completely down my throat. But this, I was really channeling my little Dawsonville boy. And I wanted to be as trashy as fucking possible. And I'm just so honored that the rest of the world gets to see me in Jenkos.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know how old you are, but I'm 39. So in middle school, Jenkos were the thing to wear. If you didn't have them.
Yeah, I'm 25. I didn't get to be as privileged as you.
See, I wore them a lot. I had all different styles. I wish. You know how much they go for? Like original ones?
Do you think I'm not on eBay every day looking for Jenkos?
They go for a lot. All the stupid shit that I had, and I was like, oh, I'll never wear this again. Should have kept them.
God damn it.
Yep.
I think this is the last one from me and Ben's crazy.
I think there's two that are like this, but yeah.
Oh shit! Then we can pull
Let's
them
bring them
up,
both.
'cause this
Yep,
is the
let's bring them
exact
both.
same shoot.
So yes, I did edit the one on the left a little bit just for YouTube and everything. So sorry about that. I hate censoring or cutting things off, but
Oh, I don't care. It is
you know,
absolutely fine.
you know how it
I'm
goes.
banned from Tinder forever, so I understand how a ban feels, even though it's not your fault. Yeah, go for it. You want to try to explain these?
Yeah. So we have Jessica here in two different poses. One's from the back, one's on the side, and it looks like there's kind of tinfoil like flying everywhere. That's what it looks like to me, at least. Very artistic, obviously. Very cool. So, how did you get this effect?
Oh man, I wish I could tell you, but it's one of Sydney Rouse's biggest
Okay.
secrets.
No, we don't have
And
to.
it's
Yeah, we don't have to do that.
so fucking cool, and I'm so honored that I know the secrets. But I want you to know that the flowers that you see in the photograph, they are
Mhm.
fresh. It is definitely a
Oh,
magical
you know what? To
optical
be honest with you, I
illusion.
just noticed that now. Wow. Yeah, I didn't even see the flower.
Yeah, it is
Nice.
one of the craziest processes I have ever seen. He's a mad genius. He's a fucking mad genius.
It's crazy.
But basically he told me, sorry, Sydney, I don't know if you're okay with this, Ben Rouse, whatever. But we figured out that if we cover my whole body with white paint
Mhm.
and then flash, it makes me look like a statue. And
Okay.
so we keep doing that in these shoots, and it's amazing. The outcome is so beautiful, but the one with the butt is hilarious because there was this like exhibition that asked him to be a part of it at this one venue, and they were like, can you submit some art? And they fell in love with this one with my ass, and so we put it in there. And then I guess he got a call later, and they were like, you got to come back and get this. There's a bat mitzvah happening, and there can't be an ass up in here. So my ass got taken down for someone's bat or bar mitzvah, not sure. But you are so not welcome. Your party would have been so much more fucking cool if my ass was up there.
Yeah, absolutely. These are really cool pictures. I'm like,
Yeah, I was
I
trying to
don't
find the
understand how.
ones with the back.
So this is not. I'm not going to ask any secrets or anything, but this isn't like after production, like post production.
No, this is all film,
Crazy.
which is insane.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
he is Sydney Rouse, or Ben Rouse, is the most talented photographer I've ever come to know.
Maybe I'll get him on the
Okay,
show
now we're gonna
if
get
he's
into the
interested.
funny story.
All right. Okay, so in this picture, Jessica's sitting on a bed, I think. And there's like an unfinished wall in the background. She's got a Sharpie mustache and a sign that says heavy breathing.
So if you would like, you can even pull up the second picture.
Yeah,
This
absolutely.
is all the same topic.
Oh, God, I don't know what this thing's doing right now. Okay, here we go. There we go.
Okay, so this is the same night.
Okay.
And I'm screaming with my hands up with a suit on with my one of four. I put on four. Oh my God, blanking. Turtlenecks.
4 turtlenecks.
So yeah,
Wow.
I was wearing 4 turtlenecks.
I don't like one turtleneck.
I have to have 4. So this is obviously when I had a lot of hair, and I got asked to be on Blood Feast. It's a streaming thing on Adult Swim with my friend's band Rose Hotel.
Awesome.
And they came to me because they had to play the music, and they were like, we're just not going to be funny enough to be on Adult Swim. Like, can you do something? And I was like, fuck. And so I, at the last minute, came up with this character, and his name is Frank the Cue Card King. And I went on Adult Swim with a bunch of fucking cue cards that were like, when mommy tells you to step on 1 rock, do you do double, or is it 5 or 6? And like just complete ramble. Nothing made
Yeah.
sense. And I made the people in the band read it and answer it. And they were like, God damn it. Why did we ask Jessica to do this? Fuck. And I had a great time. I had a fucking great time. But then these pictures actually came from when I got hired as Frank the Cue Card King to do a karaoke night for this band called Karaoke here in Atlanta.
Wow.
And it was a full set, and each band actually had a song that they were covering. And so my job was to make the cue cards for each band, each song, and throw them off so the crowd could sing with me and with them.
Right.
But I wasn't anticipating that I was going to be so nervous. And so I just got fucking wasted, and I became the craziest motherfucker. I was even up on the stage one time, and I was wearing my coat, and I looked out to the crowd and I was like, "Do y'all like Coke?" And then I pulled out a Coca-Cola and no one laughed. And I was like, you know what? Fuck you guys. But yeah, the last moment of that night, the very last band that went on, I won't mention your name. Yes. The lead singer came into the back room and I was wasted. And she goes, "Hey, we really appreciate what you're doing tonight. And we really want you to do the cue card part. But I think that we're going to introduce ourselves. Is that okay?" And I was like, "I don't know. Is it okay?" And I was just so pissed off. I was like, "I get it. You don't like me." And so I did what any other man named Frank would probably do. And I put the chair up on the stage so I could have my things. I was off of the stage. And I put on all 4 of my turtlenecks. And I went out there with my mustache held high. And I brought my jar of coconut oil. And I took a huge scoop when it was my part out. And I plopped it on my head. And I pushed back all of my hair. And I started pouring water all over myself. And I slowly started stripping. I slowly took off one turtleneck after the other. And by the time I was really manic and really going at it, I opened my eyes and realized that the band that was on stage, all of their family members were surrounding me. And so there was like these elderly people surrounding me, and I was just like screaming, and I was pretty much like in a bra, and I was just this crazy entity, and I was just like, "Oh fuck." Yeah, that was pretty rock and roll.
That's
I get in
intense.
fights all the time about how rock and roll I am compared to a lot of people.
Wow.
And I mean, I definitely am. I'm luckily medicated now. You know, bipolar disorder is a hell of a drug in itself. But that was one of the highlights, you know, one of the highlights, just stripping in front of a lot of old people.
That's amazing. Intense.
With a mustache on.
Yeah. Is there anywhere to see the Adult Swim thing? I know we can't see the other one, but
I can't find it anywhere.
No?
I swear to God I was on it, but it is just
I believe
someone one of the interns forgot to upload it. I get it, but now I sound like a liar. Probably Bethany.
No, this picture is proof. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
much.
I've got a really good GIF. I'll send.
It'd be a pretty elaborate, you know, it'd be an elaborate hoax, is what I'm saying.
Everything I just said was a lie.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, we got 2 more. I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
feel like
No, it's all good. You want me to just have this one up, or is the other one related? Okay.
Other one's not related, but this one will
Okay.
be fast. It's a hilarious story.
Okay.
It's me and my friend bent over pissing in Helen, Georgia. And we were just having a good time. But in Helen, Georgia, there's this thing called SOWO with all these vehicles that come down there. Well, it used to be until we were one of the fuck boys of SOWO. Foreshadowing. So this picture was taken harmless enough. There's no nudity. We're definitely pissing. It's fine.
It's fine.
And then the next day, the girl to the left, Maggie, posted the picture, and we were like 18, and she put #FuckHelen. And when we did that, it was my first taste of internet fame, because all of these fucking rednecks in Helen, Georgia screenshotted this picture and screenshotted pictures of me, posted it all over these different Instagrams called Fuck Boys of Soho. And it was all because of this. And yeah, I got called a lot of names. It was really cool. I just felt I felt like in that moment I was a star, and I have been chasing that dragon ever since. And I'm just here to say that thank God I pissed in Helen, Georgia, because I wouldn't be who I am today, you know, without that cyberbullying.
Right.
This is your very grateful.
Yeah, this is your your humble beginning.
Some would say rock bottom, but no, that was just
no, humble
the
beginnings.
beginning.
Yeah, beginning.
So yeah, that was
that.
That.
Everyone listening to, like, watch the YouTube video. There's great pictures. You don't want to miss all this stuff. All right.
This is the last one.
The last
one.
Really
really grainy because it was a little guy.
Are you in like a cabin or something?
Yeah, I wanted to show you the most hungover day of my life. There is this really cool thing in Western. Oh God, I'm forgetting. Hello Campers is the name of it. I'm not sure if they're still doing it, but Western Massachusetts. But it is an all-adult music festival camp. And it is like they have everything there that you could ever imagine. It's like camping as a kid. But yeah, Mike, I just really wanted you to stare into my eyes, the pits of hell of like, I have never felt that way again, nor have I ever. The night before, I was told that I pour like a 19-year-old. You're welcome.
Pour? Like a 19? Like pour?
Like I pour so much liquor.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you doing in this picture exactly? Are you eating something, or
I just
can't really
puked.
see what? Okay.
I just puked in the very, very cold bathroom, and I'm eating what seems to be bread, and I feel like I'm actually dead. I'm dead in the coldest winter morning I've ever felt. And yeah, I can't speak for her or who she was, but I'm really happy that I haven't had to relive that day again.
Yeah.
Check out Hello Camper or Welcome Campers. It is so fucking cool.
That sounds great. I doubt it's happening right now, but
I might die.
Yeah. It sounds like it. It sounds like, one of those things. I went to, when I was younger, I did some crazier stuff. Right now, nah. I'm too old now. I went to Woodstock 99. That was crazy.
You should listen to my friend's podcast called Woodstock 99. It's insane.
Out of here. It's just about Woodstock 99?
Yeah, it's all about Woodstock 99. I look like I'm about to cry because
you had such a great time?
Because Bud Light Seltzer, you need to go pee all the time. Is there any way that I can channel this really quickly into a toilet?
Channel away. I'll be right here.
Okay, I'll be right back. I'm fast. I'm not worried.
Did you run? You out of breath?
No, I'm fine.
You could have totally taken your time. There's no rush.
I know. I do podcasts and it's annoying.
It's not annoying. That was actually pretty much the end. I'm going to ask you what I ask everybody.
Okay.
Then we're going to go. So one thing I ask is, on a scale from 1 to hell fucking yeah, how excited were you to be here today? Corny, I know, but
on a scale of 1 to hell fucking yeah, I was a fucking hell fucking yeah, man.
Awesome. Hell fucking yeah.
Hello, my name is Nadia Marie, and I stand with Planned Parenthood because the personal is political. It shouldn't be a political statement for a woman to have the choice on what she does with her own body. Thank you, Planned Parenthood, for providing accessible resources throughout the country and within our community.
Hey everyone, my name's Jordan. I am a part of the band Rose Hotel based out of Atlanta, Georgia, and I stand with Planned Parenthood because I believe that it is a human right to have access to birth control and STD testing and STI testing and abortions and all of the different things that come along with sexual health and autonomy for women and people with ovaries or not. Generally speaking, health is a human right, and Planned Parenthood is creating access for people in our communities to be able to get health care. And I think that's very important. So it is important for us to donate to Planned Parenthood. And a really cool way that you can do that is by participating in Condom Couture. You can vote on your favorite looks by donating during that look. And all of the proceeds will go to Planned Parenthood Southeast Advocates.
What's up, guys? Mike Gruttola here, creator and host of the Hell Fucking Yeah podcast. I'm from Long Island, New York, and I support Planned Parenthood. I hope that you do, and if you do, then you should attend the Condom Couture Atlanta virtual runway event. It takes place on Sunday, November 15th at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be crazy. Condom-centric runway events. There's going to be comedy, dancers, burlesque, music, so much more. Tickets are super cheap, and every penny goes directly to Planned Parenthood Southeast Advocates. So what the fuck are you waiting for? Head on over to condomcoutureatl.com, get your tickets, see the show, make a difference. Hell fucking yeah.